Dr. Kia Pruitt, shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
Hello, family. Peace. Welcome. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. Welcome to the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a tribute to me and the Soul Tribe by one of our Silver Soul Tribe members by the name of Kenneth. And one day we'll bring him on the show and express our gratitude. So hello, everybody. I'm so glad to see you all. Peace. I see you. Hello, Southside Chi. Thank you for being a Soul Tribe member. Somebody says he sounds like Kanye Doss. Someone else says it sounds like Philip Hyman. Hello, Jeffrey Short. Jeffrey was featured on our show on Saturday evening with the amazing Rod Hayes, also known as Chief Pontiac. I hope you all got to see that show. It was beautiful. Hello, Sister Renee. Sister Renee Goddess is another Silver Soul Tribe member. Hello, everyone. I see you all here. It's so good to see you. Thank you. As you enter the chat, please let us know where you're hailing from. And also, please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, and if you are interested in joining our inner circle where we talk about foreign currencies and other investments, soon we'll be talking about bonds and those type of things, then please join our Silver Soul Tribe membership. And it is a small circle of people that are like-minded, that believe in investments and that are preparing for the global currency reset, by investing in devalued currencies. And this will enable you all to get in on the greatest wealth transfer in history. On tomorrow, I am going to premiere a video of me and Michael Avignon, who is a billionaire investor. This billionaire investor has written 2 books on the global wealth transfer. And in his books, and even on the podcast, he alludes to which currencies you should invest in. So you'll see that video sometimes tomorrow evening. And it's a very good video, family, because he is an investor billionaire and he's what's considered a whale. And he has boxes and boxes of currencies. He's made hundreds of millions of dollars investing. He's been on my show 2 times, I believe. But this gentleman come from Italian heritage. He and Mother Susan Price, who is a gold star mother. Mother Susan Price and I did this, are going to show you tomorrow how he's invested in these currencies, what he's talking about, how he tells you you can know which currencies to invest in the same thing I say, by looking at these countries and determining what type of resources they have and how many assets have been devalued. That video will be on my main channel here on YouTube. But on tomorrow evening, what I'll do is I'm going to do a Breaking Iraqi Dinar video or podcast on my Silver Soul Tribe channel, just to let you all know what's going on in Iraq. So tomorrow, stay tuned for listening to David Avignon, who again is a billionaire. He is a what they call whales. You hear gurus saying whales have gone to exchange at the banks or wealth management centers. And whenever they say that, I just call Michael or I'll wait for him to email me. And the last time I talked to him, he said that hadn't happened, where whales had actually gone to the banks. But that was the last time. Now, I don't know what he's going to say on tomorrow. So I invite you all to join me tomorrow on the main channel premiere with Gold Star Mother Susan Price, that interview with Michael Avignon. He shares his book, and in his book, when you read the book, he literally shows you which countries have been devalued, or which countries' GDP had been devalued, which countries have been decimated through war. And he alludes to the currencies that you need to look into for investing. In his second book, he talks about digital assets. So this man is a financier. He went to school for economics and finance. So he'll tell his whole story tomorrow on the main channel. Please look for that video, which we're going to premiere tomorrow. And then if you're interested, again, in the Silver Soul Tribe, which is our closed circle where we talk about investments, here's the link right here. You can actually go to any of my videos, and right next to the subscribe button, there is a join button. So you can hit that join button for the Silver Soul Tribe for any inside information on bonds and current foreign currencies that will revalue, foreign currencies that you may consider actually getting into. So family, before we go any further, I'm going to thank all of you for being here, and also acknowledge those of you who gave on the podcast on yesterday. No, was it yesterday? It was Saturday. On Saturday, we had an amazing interview with Chief Rod Hayes, also known as Chief Pontiac. This is what that video looks like. That lecture was amazing. This gentleman said they are now begging for mercy. The deep state and people who were controlling the whole financial system and controlling the world are begging for mercy. This podcast right now has done so well, where people are saying thank you, and they are very, very appreciative for the lecture that the chief has given us, telling us how to be encouraged. He did say the RV is real, the global financial currency is real, the reset is happening. And he went on to talk about how the matriarch is back online, and how there are 12 matriarchal lines that are all over the world. And when we asked him about Princess Elizabeth, who was in this live right here, she was here on this live in the chat. She wasn't on the chat or on the live during the interview, but she was in the chat. We asked him about her. before we even knew she was in the chat. And he said, it makes sense to him because we have a direct line with people in the Philippines where we're related to them, the original Americans here. So it's very, very possible, he said, and he hasn't met her yet, but he said, there are, again, 12 matriarchal lines and women that are over certain areas in the world, and they're over currencies, not currencies, but they're over treasuries and financial trust that will be injected into the global economy. So people have asked me about Mama Rarebird as well, who is a matriarch in America. I know Brother Rod Hayes, or Chief Rod Hayes, is very close to her, and he did say she wants to talk to me. So we'll see when we can schedule a time where she can come and talk to us on that show. But here it is. It's called Something Huge is on the Horizon. The real reason why President Trump commuted Larry Hoover. And in that podcast, again, what he says, what Chief Rod Hayes says, is that they are now asking for mercy. And Larry Hoover's commutation was very, very significant as it relates to us entering into the golden age, and as it relates to the global currency reset, floods of information coming out, which we're going to talk about today, and the end of the United States Incorporated and the global financial system. So peace and love, everybody. It's so good to see the Soul Tribe here, joining in, checking in. Thank you so much. So there is a lot of chatter, family, about what President Trump said on Sunday evening. We'll get into that. But I said I would acknowledge you all, because a lot of you contributed to me and Chief Rod Hayes for that lecture on Saturday. Thank you, Sister Estrelita, for giving a financial blessing. Also, thank you to Michael George. I appreciate you. Thank you to my son, Douglas. Thank you to Cleopatra. Also, Vanessa Bonner gave us a nice offering or tribute for the show. And a Robin Ship Hunter says, I could not give during the live, but thank you, she says. Sister Renee Massey says, this is a love gift. Chris Mitchell says, here's a gift. Delbert Blair, who was part of our Silver Soul Tribe membership, says, here's a gift. Francine Hampton also sent a Cash App blessing to $ Mama Kia 13 and said, thank you, gratitude, she says. Sheila Perkins said, gratitude. Sheila Wallace sent a gift and she said, thanks. Leah Widmeyer, keep checking in, family, said this was excellent information without holding back. Rochelle Rose said, thanks for all the hard work that you do. Brenda Hare says, thank you. Robin also sent the gift and says, thank you, sister, for the information. So those of you who have given a gift, thank you so much. And those who desire to contribute to the work, I have a Cash App, $ MAMAKIA 13. But keep checking in, family. Wow, Dragonfly 17 says, I looked on my iPad calendar and April 15th, 2026 does not say tax day. That's huge. We've been talking about how the overturning of the Chevron doctrine last year was very significant, because what happened when the Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine was they were eliminating the powers of all the federal agencies and the United States Incorporated, also known as the deep state, Illuminati, cabal. They're gone. Bloodline families that ran the world. And this aligns with what Brother Chief Rod Hayes said is happening, that they are now begging for mercy. Keep checking in, family. I see Shata 2024 on Instagram saying so much is going on. Hello, Shata. Hello, Shy. I'm doing very, very, very well. You said you were on YouTube in the chat, but you can't see my name. Oh, okay. So thank you all for joining. I'm so glad to see you here. So there is a lot of chatter about President Trump allegedly saying that Joe Biden was executed in 2020. Now, for us, that's really no big deal that it's finally coming out because we've entered the age of Aquarius or the golden age. But it's huge for President Trump to say it. And even during 2020, the fake elections, people who that were independent journalists like me were actually speaking out about it. On all our social media outlets, I was saying it looked fake. The Bible looked like a some type of demonic book. It wasn't a Bible. It actually started at the wrong time. They had a lot of red and yellows there, which kind of made me think of the Communist Chinese Party. And I was like, have we been infiltrated by the CCP? I said that then in 2020. We know that people have been coming out to say that so-called inauguration of President Joe Biden or President Joe Biden was fake and how it was really his funeral. And unfortunately, people made fun of those of us who said that. But now, family, they can't hold back the truth. They always have to tell you what they're going to do, what they're doing, and what they did. It is their rule. So when you search the internet, you will see many, many articles that says that Trump says Biden was executed, but that this is fake. So you see here is a link here that I just pulled up. Trump shares unfounded conspiracy theory claiming Biden was executed. Trump spreads bizarre conspiracy theory that Biden was executed. Trump spreads this conspiracy theory. Another outlet, OK Magazine, says. HuffPost says Trump posts conspiracy that Joe Biden was executed in 2020. Another MSN says Donald Trump shares baseless conspiracy that Biden was executed. It's funny, huh? But we're going to go through his Truth Social and see if he in fact said it. And we're going to pull up one of these articles and you guys tell me what it seems like to you. Thank you so much, Sister Judith. She says, you are the greatest. Thank you. I am an amazing reflection of you. So let's just pull up one of those links or articles that I showed you in the link. Let's see which one we decided to share, to look at. Keep checking in. Yes, Derek Johnson, who is ex-military, actually said he agreed that this was a fake inauguration that occurred in 2020, and he advised people to read the Law of War manual. And you can find that Law of War manual actually on Amazon. So let's read this together. It says, Donald Trump shares false social media post saying Joe Biden was executed in 2020. This was published by USA Today on yesterday at 3:04 p.m. by Savannah Kusher. And here's something. Here's President Joe Biden looking like some type of a old man who can't speak. But you'll see that some articles say that Trump even talked about clones. And what he did was he actually retweeted another truther's tweet. President Donald Trump reshared a post falsely saying former President Joe Biden was executed in 2020, among other incorrect allegations, the USA Today reports. The false claims made by another user on Truth Social and reposted by Trump on May 31st also included that clone doubles, and robotic engineered soulless, mindless entities have since substituted for the ex-commander-in-chief. How they like us now? Are we still conspiracy theorists? Well, if we are, so is the President of the United States, the greatest country in the world with the largest economy in the world. But we'll continue. Biden was not executed according to USA Today. He is still alive today. He served 4 years in the White House from 2021 to 2025. Look at his eyes, though. They look soulless. In May, Biden shared, I'm sorry for all the way this is. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer that has spread to his bones. The former president has said he's optimistic about a treatment plan for the disease. The expectation is we're going to be able to beat this, Biden said. He also has not been cloned, according to USA Today, as the original Truth Social post suggested. USA has reached out to the White House for more information about Trump's posts, but the president has not said anything. He has not responded. The 45th and 47th president publicly admitted for the first time that Obama was born in America, according to this article, 2 months before the 2016 election. I don't remember that happening, in which he defeated Obama. So I'll leave that in the description section for you. Now let's just scurry on over to Trump's Truth Social to see if, in fact, he said that. You can go to Truth Social right here. Look at Donald J. Trump. His @ or his moniker is the real Donald Trump. Look at that. He reposted this person that goes by LLIJH. There is no Joe Biden. Executed in 2020. Biden clones, doubles, and robotic engineers, soulless, mindless entities are what you see. Democrats don't know the difference. Steel, U.S. Steel, MAGA, Maha. So he's probably talking about steel because somewhere in this post, not here on this post, but on his Truth Social on the same day and on today, he's talking about steel in America, like the steel that's steel plants. And he's talking about how he's going to change from steel coming in from China, and he's going to make some new changes. But that's for another podcast. I just want you to see that he himself, and you can see Donald J. Trump, this is his verified account, Truth Social, said there is no Joe Biden. He was executed in 2020. I'll put that for you in the chat. And let me know what you think about that, family. We were all reposting it. I agree. Yeah, Sister Theola said it was also on Ancestry.com. And we have that somewhere on my post, my community section. I don't know if it was in this channel, though. I have so many channels that are no longer existing, no longer exist. But if I can find it on the post, I will bring it up for you. That it actually says on Ancestry.com that Biden was executed, that he no longer lives amongst us. So that is President Trump's Truth Social. And then I wanted to show you something else. Let's see here. When you look at the fact check, it used to be that Snopes would be the only one, for the most part, that would fact check any popular news that was out in the news media. But this is another one, another fact checker. Let me close this pop-up ad. This is called leadstories.com. I'll put all of these in the description for you, and let me go ahead and put it in the chat. We'll read it together after I see if I can make this article a little bigger for everybody. President Trump did share posts saying Joe Biden was executed in 2020 and replaced with robotic clones. This article was published on yesterday as well, June 1st, 2025, and was written by Alan Duke. Did President Trump reshare a Truth Social post that claims Joe Biden was executed in 2020 and replaced with clones, clone doubles, and robotic engineered soulless, mindless entities? Yes, he did. Trump's Truth Social timeline showed the post was shared by the president at 7:06 p.m. on Saturday, May 31st, 2025. The post was still active at the time of this writing on Sunday, and it's still active today, Monday, as of 5:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I showed it to you all. The White House has offered no explanation of why the president would make such a claim or share such a claim, and no evidence has been given to support the claim. The claim that Trump reshared originated in a post published on May 31st on LLIGH's Truth Social, GH's Truth Social. It opened what I read to you. There is no Joe Biden, executed in 2020. Biden clones, doubles, and robotic engineered soulless mindless entities are what you see. Democrats don't know the difference. Now, just in case you're not sure if some people have been executed, if they're being forced to resign, this could possibly sound like ridiculous. But the president just retweeted that And we know about resignation.info. Resignation.info highlights notable resignations worldwide. Now, it has not been updated, so Joe Biden's death, of course, and plus people probably would have lost their everlasting mind if they saw it on resignation.info, if they saw it published. But what it does present to us are those people that have been forced to resign or have been fired. And you will see big names here. These are 13,744 people within almost 10,000 organizations in 171 countries. And I know I've shown you this before, but you can see a president of a World Bank, David Malpass, and you can actually click on the link. He was forced to resign. Here's the reason in 2023. This needs to be updated, obviously. Then you see the governor or vice president of South Africa here. He is within the government of South Africa. You can see Susan Wojcicki, who is a CEO of YouTube. You see a commissioner here, a prime minister of Maldives. You see a prime minister of New Zealand, a co-CEO of Netflix. President of Vietnam allegedly was forced to resign after the Communist Party blamed him for violations and wrongdoings. You see Christine Lambrecht, who is the defense minister from the government of Germany. And there are many, many others that are listed here. They give the reason. You can see the amount of resignations here, 10,507 from different branches, from healthcare, politics here. They show you how many politicians, 536 politicians, 567 in healthcare, politicians or political ministers, 430, CEOs of banks, 381, police departments, 380, or just I should say banks, not CEO of banks, but just people that work in the banking industry. You can see the different positions. Some were CEOs, some were CEOs and presidents. Of the CEOs, there were 4,094 that were forced to resign. Those that are called CEO and president included 1,077 that were forced to resign. Directors in the amount of 862 were forced to resign. Chairman in the amount of 786, and board members in the amount of 661. Now, we've discussed that in order to reach the highest level in banking and in corporations, remember, corpse means dead. Those entities are not living because we were on admiralty law, maritime law, and in admiralty law and maritime law, they considered us dead at sea, which is why they don't talk to us face to face. They deal with your straw man. That is an all caps letter, because your straw man represents the dead you or the corpse. So corporations deal only with the corpse or with your straw man. So whenever you get a bill, they'll send a bill to your all caps name. Kia Pruitt, all caps. Whenever you get a bill, whenever you have to go to court, whenever corporations deal with you at all, you get a loan, a banking loan, et cetera, because those are corporations, they're dead entities. You're considered dead at sea. So they have what's called strawman accounts, which is your all caps letter with whom they do business. Now, President Trump did away with straws, paper straws, when he first came into office. And we actually did a video about that. And it was curious or interesting that he did away with paper straws, because it's like, who really cares about paper straws? And they told us that paper straws were better than plastic straws, and who knows, they could be. But when you decode the messaging, then what you can see is that President Trump did away with straws because he was ending the contract between us and the strawmen. Getting rid of the strawman accounts. Okay, you can look on my YouTube channel, on the main channel, not the Silver Soul Tribe membership, and you will see under videos, excuse me, I think this is either video. No, this is a live. Trump gets rid of paper straws. This is symbolic of ending the straw man. The IRS is also ending. This is it right here. So I'll put this in the description section for you so that you can see that video as well. And I'll put it in the description. Oh, my son is calling me. 1 minute, family. We won't make this long. Here it is. So President Trump is ended the strawman. No more will they be able to do this or deal with your strawman. They're going to have to deal with you face to face. We're getting rid of the public and moving to the private. This is why on April 1st, the Democratic Party and the liberals staged a worldwide protest against Donald Trump and Elon Musk for two reasons. Because they said it's not fair that Trump is getting rid of the public, that he's getting rid of the government, because if you get rid of the government, you get rid of government benefits. You're downsizing the educational system. And according to liberals, we need the educational system. You're getting rid of public health, public Ministry of Finance, public education, public transportation. But what they fail to acknowledge is that we need to systematically destroy the public sector, which President Donald Trump is doing. The straw man is attached to the public sector. The public sector is the fake faux government. The United States Incorporated is defunct. It has no money, is bankrupt, and it has gone away. That's why the Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine and what they were doing was eliminating 441 federal agencies. So when the Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine, also known as the Chevron deference, what they were saying was the governmental agencies that we call the FBI, CIA, EPA, Homeowners Association, et cetera, they are treasonous, unconstitutional, and must end and must collapse. That's why Trump tasked Elon Musk with the job of creating DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency. It doesn't matter if he steps down, Musk steps down or not. If he steps down, it just lets you know that the job has been done. They're done. So that decimated the system, that ended the United States Incorporated and the Federal Reserve central banking system and the United States dollar attached to that central banking system, which is why the Supreme Court of the United States also said last year that all state-sponsored banks can operate independently from the Federal Reserve central banking system. They can have their own charter and issue out their own gold-backed currency. This is also why 45 states in America repealed state sales taxes from the sales of precious metals, thus acknowledging silver and gold as money. And when you read the article by the Sound Money Defense League, you will see that they said the 5 states remaining that have not done so yet are slated to do so this year. So the whole world is rushing towards gold. America is rushing towards gold being the gold standard. You have the BRICS bloc, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and all those nations that join. You have the Shanghai Asian Corporation, that whole organization, which are the Asian nations that have coalesced against the United States Incorporated. They have not coalesced against the West. They have not coalesced or worked against America. They have coalesced against the United States Incorporated, the group of bloodline families that usurped authority from the Republic, our lawful government, and our Constitution, and incorporated themselves in the state of Delaware, where Biden came from and lived during his whole residency. Okay. And they incorporated themselves in 1871 as a religious nonprofit organization. But it is over. It is over, my darlings. And now President Trump can say Biden was executed in 2020. And this, my darling, is the beginning of more information coming out. What do they call it? It is the time of disclosure. By the way, you can go to my posts. Here is my post on the Dr. YouTube channel, Dr. Kia Pruitt YouTube channel. And here you'll see I put up President Trump's truth that he did. Got 40,005 likes. And I also put up Chief Rod Hayes' PayPal code where you can scan this to bless him for that amazing podcast he did Saturday night. And here I show you a link to that podcast, or you can just go to my channel. And here, the downsizing, this is me here, are not cute. I mean, go girl. You see, look at that. Check out the white go-go boots. I mean, wow. The downsizing of the government is huge, I say. DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency, has been tasked with downsizing the government due to the overturning of the Chevron doctrine. People have asked me if the HOAs will go away. Absolutely, I said. If they resist, then you can force them to go away, sue them. like the three people from Kentucky for trying to go against the lawmakers that passed bills that say to take state sales taxes off precious metals, which they already did. They passed the bill. Kentucky passed the bills that said that in the state of Kentucky now, you can no longer put taxes on the sales of precious metals. Thus, they reclaim silver and gold as legal tender in alignment with the Constitution that says silver and gold is money. Somebody asked me about capital gains tax. There has been a bill that's introduced to eliminate capital gains tax as well. Please look it up and do your research and look up all this that we're talking about. So what happened in Kentucky was 3 taxpayers said that Governor Andy Beshear does not want to acknowledge that legislatures passed a bill that says you can no longer tax silver and gold. So these 3 citizens or taxpayers, whatever they call themselves, sovereigns or people, taxpayers, aligned with one of the largest precious metals companies and filed a class action lawsuit on behalf of them, all Kentuckians and others that know that gold and silver are money. They filed a class action lawsuit against Andy Beshear, who is the governor. So instead of us saying that nothing's happening, which sometimes we have a tendency to say, or it seems impossible, let's look for the evidence. And if we see that there's no evidence or they don't do what we say they need to do, then we should do like them and sue the HOAs. Sue the governors. If people resist, force them to go away, sue them. And by the way, HOAs, because you guys have asked me about that, are governed by the United States federal government. These are the departments, that govern HOAs. Oh my gosh, I got rid of that. Let me see if I can see that again. Hope y'all can see that. I'm going to tell you, since many of you have asked me which bodies govern HOAs. Department of Housing and Urban Development, U.S. Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division, and the Federal Trade Commission and Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. And then I tell you, here's a list of 441 government agencies that must be dismantled since the Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine last year. Now I'll get out of here, and I need to call my son. I was waiting for him to call me. Here is the list of 441 agencies, federal agencies. They're not federal. They're not part of our republic. They are unconstitutional. They are treasonous, and they must go away. The Supreme Court of the United States went a step further and said that any judge who went along with this have also committed treason. Thank you. And any judge that knew of a judge that deferred back to these agencies as federal or as experts, particularly if you went to court and you had to pay a fine and the judge says, oh, you have to do it because they're the experts. You have to pay a fine because you didn't abide by these fake faux entities that call themselves corporate or federal or government agencies. If a judge knew of that and deferred you back to them, that judge has committed treason. And any judge that knows of a judge that went along that and did not report it to the president, they have committed what's called misprision of treason. Does anybody know what the penalty of treason is? Somebody please tell us what the penalty of treason is. One time I said this on my YouTube channel and I actually got my channel taken away. Because when you say things like Joe Biden is not the real president and he got annihilated in 2020, before when you would say that, your channel would get taken away. At least mine did. The penalty of treason is death. I've said that before. And they told me I was inciting violence. But, and I think it was December. Yes, it was December the 13th. 2021, I think it was. President Trump, it was not even his presidency. It was during Biden's presidency because he was still the commander in chief. He never conceded. He created the Digital Bill of Rights Act. And that Digital Bill of Rights Act stated that no longer can mainstream media lie to the American people, and no longer can social media lie to the American people. And he said if anybody did it, he would arrest them. And that he would deal with them through military tribunals. If I can find that video that I did back then, I'll put it back up either later tonight or tomorrow. So we see that playing out with mainstream media reporting that, in fact, President Trump did truth or put out on his Truth Social that Biden was executed in 2020. So that's it, family. I didn't want to keep you on long. I hope you enjoyed the show. I have to go spend time with family. I love you all. Thank you so much for lending me your time and your energy and attention. You all have been so good to me. Thank you for all those that continue to support the channel by just being here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Let people know that, in fact, President Trump said that Biden was done away with or executed in 2020. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you as well. Thank you all. Someone else just sent me something, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate you for sending me a Cash App. Who was that? Sister Rachel. Thank you so much. So my name is Kia Pruitt. I hope I said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Family, go out and make this an amazing day. I appreciate you and I love you so much. And remember, please, please go back and look at the video or the interview of Rod Hayes. It was phenomenal. He said they are now begging for mercy. We are in the era of disclosure. Next, we could possibly have an emergency broadcast system announcement. Do we need it? I don't know, possibly. But we know more truth and information will come out as we continue to move forward in the golden age. I love you, family. 1 second.
Dr. Kia Pruitt, shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul Tribe rising, hear a call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
Good night, Soul Tribe. I love you so much. Go out and make this a great day. Mwah! Welcome to the golden age. Peace. Hit the like button on your way out. Bye-bye.